Wingy Boxing IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I'm here with Hudge at the Unity Gym. Hudge, how you feeling, man? Feeling good?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for coming to see us.
Not at all, man. It's an honour to come to the gym. October the 6th. Talk to me about it, man. What you feeling? Is excited, nervous, cool, calm, philosophical?
I'm very calm. I go on what my fighters do and what I see. So I've seen a massive step up from both of them. It's funny because there's a couple of fights difference between the two, but the development's not too far off the same. They've both gone now 8-9 fights where they were pretty much under instructions really to go through things, learn things. For instance, Leon could have got guys out of there a lot earlier and put on a show and play to the crowd, but I wanted, for instance, the last fight with Tellez, I wanted him to go through different things, and if you look at him in the 6th and the 7th, how he changed things up in that fight. And similar to CJ, CJ is very, very skillful on the outside, but he's also got to learn his inside game as well. So the boys are out there in the ring, under the lights, learning.
What's Leon's mind state in this fight? Where's he at?
Leon's probably be the best I've ever seen him. Sometimes I'm not being funny. I mean, I met Archie. I got love for Archie. I respect him as a fighter, and I'd be stupid not to. I respect him and what he brings to the table. But I'd probably say he probably said the worst thing he could have said, bar calling Leon's mother some horrible name. Because when you talk to Leon and you talk to him, you got to understand where we come from. And when you're talking about levels, and you're making a point that, listen, I'm on a different level, and it's all about dimensions and levels and this, that and the other. Well, you've got to bring that to Leicester now. You threw that out there and you put it out there, so you've got to bring that to Leicester. So if you're talking about skill set, he's saying he's on a different level to Leon, which is, I don't know if he meant it that way, but it's a bit of an insult really. Talking about levels, even to myself, to be honest with you. I'm Leon's coach. I know what Leon does. You've watched Leon's fights, and I'm sure you're 100% biased. You've seen Leon take people out with left hooks, right hooks, box, southpaw. So where does this nonsense come from? But we're happy for him to think like that, and we're happy for him to come to Leicester on the 6th in the Lions Den in front of a lot of people. Our whole estate will be there, and show us them levels. Yeah, show us.
Do you have to contain Leon, because he can be an explosive fighter, but when he wants to, he can box, he can move? Is it a case of containing him, or do you just let him off the leash, or how does it?
100%. We've heard this all through the amateurs after 15 fights. I don't want to bang on about it. After 15 fights, with people saying, listen, you can't go into the elite championships for 15 fights. If you talk about levels, he was 3rd in the country in the English rankings after, what, 17 fights? So, how do you get there? Beating guys with 70, 80 fights. That's doing it, do you know what I mean? And then when you watch Leon's development, there's times in there where he wanted to fight, but we got him to box. And there's times in there where, he could have took people out in spectacular fashion. But I'm a great believer in, we know we can do that, so let's put that in the background, and let's work on some of the things that we're probably, that maybe the weaker side of his game, for instance, where we're talking about boxing with it, because as I said to you before, and I think we're going to find out, or we're going to see on this day, you're going to see the best Leon Woodstock, you're going to see the best CJ challenger, and the savagery that Leon can bring to attack. I could put Leon in the ring for 10 rounds. He's fit enough to do 10 rounds and just be a savage and do nothing more, and you'd struggle to beat that. Most people would, and I believe you me, I've took him all around the country and we've been in some of the best gyms. He's been with some of the best fighters, guys that have had 30, 40 pro fights, and hand on my heart, they don't want him back. They don't want him back. And that's the truth. They don't want him back. He's hard work, and he's known on the circuit for being hard work. So I think you're all going to see the best Leon Woodstock. A bit of everything.
Do you think the occasion, because it is a big occasion, like when I speak to Leon, he's always cool, calm, his mind 10 times better than I do. Do you think that kind of occasion will get to him at all? Will it be, not so much nerves, but will it affect his fighting, or will he be able to confidently be able to keep him cool, calm, and sort of get the job done?
Leon will make his world small, as yours does, and he'll climb into them ropes with me, and I'll be the only person Leon really sees and hears. The crowd are there. It's wonderful for the TV, and it has nothing to do with us. We're warriors, we're fighters, we're savages. So we do what we do, and when it comes to fighting, it ain't no joke. And as I said, when you start throwing things out like that, well, I'm on this level, I'm on this, then you've got to show that. Do you know what I mean? You've got to show that. So, like I said, probably one of the worst things you could have said, to be honest with you, to Leon, because it's a bit of an insult, hence the reason why. You know, I can't say too much. All I know is that, you know, I hope he can back up what he said, and it'll make for a great fight. And if he can't, he gets ruined.
Tell me about the sparring. If you can't, obviously, if you can't mention certain sparring partners, but how's the sparring gone? Is he been sparring high level guys, and it's all you're happy with what you've seen?
Yeah, we've travelled around all around the country, and
you've been to Wales and
we've been to Wales down with Tony Borgs,
yeah.
and we've been with the Selbys, and we've been with these. So we've been working with some, as we always do, with the best in the country, and all I can say is this is the best I've ever seen Leon. The best, but most switched on, focused, and this is in his hometown. We've already had one show here, which was a great success, and we're looking to bring, obviously, we want these big shows in Leicester on a regular basis. So massive, massive respect to Frank Warren for, you know, I've heard people saying, oh, Leicester. But listen, you've got to give Frank credit for actually putting these shows on, because he's giving these guys the opportunity. And how are you going to build up young fighters? Do you know what I mean? How did Ricky Aint get built up? He started on these shows.
Got to start somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, but the fact that Frank Warren believes in us that much, and he's actually doing this, he's bringing BT Sports, and now, you know, we're signing with ESPN and all these things. You know, we're bringing all this to Leicester. So Leon always wanted to be an inspiration, as did CJ, and as I did with the gym and what we're doing. So all the kids, all the boxing, young kids, other boxing clubs, boxing people from Leicester, it's like we've just lit that fuse, and everyone's on a high at the moment. So that energy is going to work for us. This is 15 minutes from our estate. It will sound, it'll be crazy. Anyone that hasn't got tickets, I'm not trying to plug, because they're going so fast, get them, because there's noise in there. And I don't know if you've been to the Leicester Arena.
Yeah.
You have, yeah. It's a great venue, and the crowd are on top of the ring. So it's going to be fantastic. We welcome Mr. Sharp and his team. And as I said, bring your A game, bring everything you've got, do you know what I mean? Because all I'm saying is we don't want no excuses. Yeah, you wanted this fight. You know, Liza said we didn't go chasing anybody. We talk about dimensions. I could stand here now, talk 3-4 fighters in the top and talk about dimensions. One's an aggressive, come forward fighter. One's a back foot fighter. You tell me, you're boxing. You watch Leon fight. I don't think he's ever fought the same way twice.
You must be a mind reader, because all my questions, you're just sort of shooting them off. You know what's coming. You know what's coming. Tell me about the Simon Henry link up. How did that happen?
Simon Henry, I'm good friends with Clifton Mitchell, and Simon was there wasn't really a pro gym, so to speak, of in Leicester. So Simon was going over with a few of the other lads over to Clifton's and training. Me and Clifton were good friends. So he's got another kid called Bart. He's a cruiserweight, and he says to me, Hudge, you okay to do a bit of work with these boys for me? So I says, yeah. So Clifton's my bro, close friend. We work together. Boys work together. Myron and Leon have done a bit of work together. So, yeah.
It's super welterweight, isn't it? Is he welterweight?
Who?
Simon.
Simon welterweight, yeah.
Welterweight, yeah.
And so he started coming down the gym and training alongside the lads, and well, just let him have use of the gym, you know, and work alongside the lads.
Because he said in Boxing News he wished he'd met you earlier, didn't he, in his career?
He did, yeah. No, I don't know.
Too humble to comment on that.
That's a nice thing to say, you know. I look after all my fighters, and you know, with Simon, I know where he's coming from. He's a bit late in his career now. He's coming, you know, into his 30s, and he's got he had a big fight lined up. I don't know if you know. Well, he had a big fight lined up against Kyle Haywood, and it fell through due to medical issues. So that was a shame, because he'd put a lot of work in, and we was looking to take that belt as well. So, yeah. Tell
me about Paige in Turkey. Talk me through that journey.
Paige in Turkey. She went out to Turkey. She got a really hard draw. So she got drawn against India. She beat India, which was a good result. They're holding the World Championships, and they'd brought their top girl over. Paige beat her, and then I don't want to bang on and bitch about it, but she ran into a Turk in the next round. It was a split decision against the Turk with 3 Turkish judges.
Right.
I know complaints were made from other countries with regards to how many judges they were putting on, but it was a split decision, lost to the Turk in Turkey. So I do know that GB do their own write-ups and what, you know, how they see it, because they know these things do happen, and they were happy with Paige and thought she'd won the bout. So, you know, as I said to Paige, that journey to the top is fraught with lots of ups and downs, and, you know, you can't be too literal. You know, you've got to see it for what it is, and all she's got to focus on is the Worlds and the Olympics. To be where she is at the moment, again, is a testimony to her dedication, determination, desire. She's at the top of her game at the moment, so she's just flown back. She got back yesterday, and she goes out again to Belarus. So she's living the life, clocking up the air miles.
Good, good, good. October the 6th, what can we expect, Hudge?
It will be explosive, and I truly believe, from what I've seen of my boys, they're here to put a show on in Leicester and cement who they are. So I have no two ways about it that it's going to be sensational. I really believe that. And where Leon's concerned, yo, it's going to be explosive. You're going to see Leon's off the chain now. He's done his learning. He's off the chain. So, you know, like I said, you're going to see the best Leon Woodstock ever.
He actually looks vexed sitting there looking at him, man.
Leon's state of mind has changed, and, you know, he knows.
I can see something. Yeah, I can see something.
We're not stupid. We know when we're running into these lads and we're going through development. That development now is coming to an end. Leon's been doing this a long time, you know. We've just had to contain him. But right now, no. Archie can have the lot.
Can I cut your quick thoughts on Canelo GGG? Obviously, you're a boxing mind. What did you think of the fight and the result, the rematch? What did you think?
100%. I edged towards Canelo in the first fight. I edged towards Triple G in the first fight. I thought he just nicked it with his aggression and coming forward. The second fight, I thought Canelo beat him. I was listening. You know, obviously, I got up in the morning. I didn't stay up and watch it. I didn't stay up to watch it, and I got up in the morning, and all I could see was this robbery and this and that, and I'm like, robbery, okay. I watched the fight, and I don't know where anyone's coming from with this robbery. I don't know what they was watching, but to me, Canelo did the job. He made Triple G look old in that fight, and I thought the first 3 rounds, the way he came out and set himself up, I don't think Triple G was expecting that. I think he was expecting to go on the back foot, and I think it threw his whole game plan. And this is the thing, you see, when you set yourself up and say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. My boys don't really do that, because we don't really know what the opposition's going to do. They can say, we're going to box, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. We don't know.
Adapt as you go along.
We don't know. You could have a journeyman, and, you know, I'm not being funny, I've said it before, you know, his dog died in the morning or something, you know, he's turned up and he's vexed, or he's just, you know, and he's just come there and he's just going to have it, do you know what I mean? And you think he's going to be on the back foot and you're going to do... We treat everybody with the same respect, and I'm not going to talk about Archie and say what he is or nothing. I'll only say this to anybody, any boxing person. When you say something, you've got to be able to back it up with something, yeah? There's got to be some structure behind. So when I say about Leon, you can ask me about Leon and you can get his record out and try to rip me to bits on it, right? Try to rip me to bits, because you'll have no joy, because his first fight was an undefeated kid. He then rolled into a guy called Michael Mooney after 3 or 4 fights. Heavier than him, strong, yeah? Dealt with him. Vicious fight. Challenged. He then rolled into Paul Holt. He then rolled into Randa Mora, when Mora was actually on fire, just fought Tommy Coyle. So he was actually on fire at the moment. People talk about Mora and saying, it's a good kid. Watch what Leon did to him. But in my opinion, he wasn't the same after that fight. He then rolled into Paul Holt, another challenging fight. This is all under 10 fights. And he's gone and dealt with Paul Holt, yeah? A tough English kid, you know, who's immersed in boxing. His father was a boxer. So then we roll into Craig Proxton, a guy who's just beat an undefeated guy, yeah? So that's Leon. That's what he's done, yeah? So when you're talking about Mr. Shaw and his 14 fights, yeah? We'll have that conversation. Who he's fought and what he's done. It is what it is, yeah? It is what it is. We've been doing this. We've never been privileged. I believe Mr. Shaw's privileged. We're not privileged. We never have been. Yeah. So his whole life's been a struggle. Our whole life's been a struggle. You know, trying to get through that door is a struggle sometimes because it don't open properly. Do you know what I mean?
Literally.
You know, but you know, our whole life's been a struggle. So it's where we come from. It's normal to us, natural. You know, and we don't have. If you, like I said, if you just break it down and have a look and see what a lot, not just Leon. I'll be honest with you. There's a few in there in the division. Have a look at the records and see what they've done. See how many fights they've had and who they fought. We don't bullshit. It's real to us. So Leon's never been privileged. Look at his fights.
Hudge, Unity Boxing Gym, thank you for speaking to Wingy Boxing, IFL TV. Cannot wait for the fight. Another great interview, brother. We'll catch up fight week.
My brother. Nice one.
Thank you, man. Thank you.